Can I just go here?
Yeah, go for it.
Welcome everyone, my name is Thomas Ryan. This is my music video pitch for the song, Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones. So my three ideas, one being a game show designed for filmmakers, the other one was actually a Western cowboy advert, as I have a lot of like props and stuff at home, and one being a music video for Paint It Black. I decided to go with the narrative music video idea because I'm familiar with making music videos and short films outside of college and whatever. But the idea for the music video was actually a short film idea of mine that was just scrapped, so I thought I'd use it for the narrative of my music video. So what is the concept of my video? The concept of my music video revolves around the themes of loneliness, grief, and the idea that revenge doesn't really bring peace. It tells the story of a man whose friend is tragically killed in a drive-by shooting. That was the initial idea. I later changed it to a robbery in an alleyway that ended in him getting killed, basically. Quite dark, but yeah. The event leaves him consumed by sorrow and a growing obsession with avenging his friend's death. So as the video progresses, we see that his descent into darkness and his life becomes focused on hunting down those who are responsible for the murder of his friend. When he finally carries out his revenge, eliminating the killers one by one, there's no moment of triumph, no sense of relief, only just pure emptiness. So despite his actions, his friend's still gone and he remains lonely pretty much for the rest of his life now. He's lost his friend. So he consoles himself with the thought that there are now fewer killers in the world than there were before. And even deep down, he still knows it doesn't change anything. But yeah. So visually, the video would reflect these emotions for a dark and moody aesthetic, aligning with the lyrics of Paint It Black. The lyrics are about like wanting to erase all colour and sink into darkness, which I feel like complements my character's journey through the whole music video. So like I just said, the meaning of the song. Why did I choose this song? So I chose this song because of its dark and gritty tone and the emotion that it sort of conveys. So the song, I'd say, has a pretty haunting quality to it. Often associated with war and destruction in films and media, it's usually based around Vietnam War and stuff like that. While I would have loved to do a war-themed video, I don't have the budget necessary to be able to get the costumes and props and stuff. So instead I wanted to explore a different type of narrative that captures the essence of someone who's metaphorically at war, driven by loss, anger and the desire for vengeance. So this led me to the idea of the revenge story. The protagonist loses his friend to a robbery and a killing in an alleyway, and his relentless mission for justice. And his pursuit of revenge becomes its own personal war against the people responsible, so I still try to sort of link it to the whole aesthetic of war and stuff. The song's lyrics and melancholic tone perfectly reflect his descent into darkness, his obsession with vengeance, and the realisation that even after taking revenge, his pain still remains. Inspiration for my music video. There were several key inspirations for the music video, like for the story, visuals and the execution of the video. For costume design, I got inspiration from Taxi Driver, Travis Bickle's outfit, and Richard in Dead Man's Shoes. They both kind of wear like a sort of green cargo jacket and blue jeans. So their clothing choices, simple yet symbolic of their personalities and struggles, help shape the look of my protagonist as a lonely man as well. One of the kills in my video, when he goes after the people responsible for the murder, is inspired by one in this film, and it effectively portrays raw personal vengeance in its own sort of way. So it does say about the drive-by shooting, but I did change it. So it's sort of it was entirely my own idea, the whole alleyway stuff, and it serves as a catalyst for the protagonist's journey. So it obviously takes inspirations from other sources, but mainly I chose the narrative idea. For example, a scene in my music video features photos of the killers pinned to a wall, symbolising, again, his obsession with the revenge. He's even got photos of them in his hats and stuff. The idea was inspired by a similar scene in American Assassin, where the main character meticulously tracks their targets. Aside from the influences, the majority of the concept and execution comes from my own ideas, blending inspiration with original storytelling to create a unique and emotionally driven music video. So costumes for my music video, you can see there, that's the Dead Man's Shoes. that's my music video. So you can see how the similarities and stuff. So he's wearing green cargo jacket, jeans, boots, and a baseball cap, which initially was worn by his friend who was killed. So he sort of takes his hat as to like remember him in a way. And the 4 gang members will be wearing sort of tracksuits to look like roadmen in a way. So like they've got tracksuits and stuff like that. Yeah. Cast setting and effects. For my music video, I'll be using visual effects off of the website FX Element, so I'll only be using that for muzzle flashes and stuff. I was going to do visual effects for blood, but instead I wanted to use practical effects. So I watched a tutorial on how to make some blood squibs. And if you don't know what they are, they're mini explosives filled with fake blood, and when they explode, the blood sort of shoots out to give the effect of the person wearing it has been shot. So the cast of my music video will consist of people who have acted in my short films, and I know they will work hard and listen to how I direct them. So for the setting of my music video, I'll be set in multiple locations, in an alleyway, a field, and literally in my nan's back garden. But yeah, that's where the protagonist is going to each location to stalk the killers. So the blood squibs themselves. I created the blood squibs using a CO2 drain pump loaded with CO2 cartridges, and you just sort of connect the pump, fill it with fake blood, you shoot it, and all the blood comes out. So you just pretty much hide it in their clothes, so like it was up his trousers basically. It goes through his shirt and it comes out to give the effect of they've all been shot. It was really cool, and the entire setup basically cost only like £20, so it was pretty cool. My target audience, I'd say, ranges from 16 to 50, just 16 above really, because it's well, it's got graphic scenes and a significant use of blood, which I know people can be uncomfortable around, so I'll put a warning at the beginning of my video, just in case anyone's a bit squeamish around blood. But it's intended for mature viewers within that age range, but those who are sensitive to gore and blood should just avoid watching, if I'm honest, because it might be too disturbing for them. Here's just some stills from my music video. This was from the first shoot that I did, but I've yet again done another shoot, but that's just a few stills from it. Thanks for listening, guys. Okay, let me plug that back in.
Any questions from people? Well, this is your chance to help.
Oh god, yeah, go on.
How was the blood squib? Is it called squib?
Yeah.
How was it like on set? Was it a pain carrying it around?
No, I just put it in my bag, but it's annoying because it's obviously, I'll go back to the photo.
Yep.
It's a very long tube, so obviously depending on where you want the actors to be shot, you sort of have to hide the tube, like he's actually holding it there at the back of his head.
So essentially you have to like cut a bit out on the frame.
Yeah, sometimes, like this kill I had to, because you can see, if you can see there's a little bit, so I just have to cut that out, but stuff like here you can't see it, and I'll just have someone off screen clicking the trigger and then all the blood will come out.
So I'm more of a, not practical, but I'm more of a post-production sort of guy, so it's just very interesting.
Good question. Any other questions? I've got 2 questions.
Yeah, go on.
So when you were talking about your different ideas, the thing I missed, and you might have said it, but I might have missed it, is why did you settle on your final idea?
I settled on my final idea because, well, I mean, I've worked TV shows in this college before and stuff, and it's just I'm not all that great with writing scripts for them, and it's just I find them quite hard to direct at times because it's a lot of, I find it particularly quite stressful. I like the idea of like a filmmaker's show. It was meant to be like a quiz sort of game show thing, but I didn't really want to do a TV show, but I was going to do the Western idea because I've got loads of Western costume and props and stuff at home. That was meant to be like an alcohol advert. It was meant to be quite comical. It's just I really wanted to use the blood things, and I didn't want to use it in an advert because I thought it was too gory and stuff. But it's just it was a scrap film idea, and I just really wanted to see what I could do with it in the video. So yeah.
Good. In terms of, there's a column called Strategies, Creative and Logistics. How is your project going to be created, and talking about pre-production, scheduled and budgeted? It sounds like from what you've told us, you've actually done quite a lot.
Well, yeah, so costumes I managed to source myself, so I asked my friend for the green cargo jacket, but I was going to end up purchasing one myself. Stuff like props, obviously there's guns and stuff used in that, they were all sourced from my home as well. So I didn't really have to do too much like money wise, so I just I used what I had really just to sort of keep it at an effective cost. But yeah, it was just most of it was sourced from home. Even the camera was mine as well, which was a Canon EOS 1100D. But yeah.
What about scheduling or organising your shoots?
Oh, so I set up a group chat on Snapchat with me and my 3 actors, and I basically just said, I'd just say like, you guys, they're mostly free on weekends because none of them work on weekends at all, so then I just said, you guys free Saturday basically, and we just film on each Saturday. So yeah, it was quite easy to set and schedule the shoots. So yeah.
Good. Okay, that's me done. Anyone? Well done. It's excellent.